Hey, thanks for jumping on. Today, I want to talk about utilizing FitHive's websites and Google Analytics to actually generate more leads. What we're going to talk about today is Google Analytics, getting that set up, the new widget updates that we did, and then lead magnets to convert more of the existing traffic to your website into actual leads, and then ultimately, trying to get them as paying customers. There's a good chance that you already have enough website traffic coming in each month. This is the intention of this is to show you how to optimize your website and analyze Google or look into Google Analytics so then you can optimize the website to convert more of the people that are already coming to your website. Okay. We're going to talk about widget updates, the website widget updates, and then lead magnets as well. So first off, Google Analytics. Do you have a Google Analytics account? Do you know if you do? How you find out is you go to analytics.google.com. Not sure if you have one, you can either go to the source code of your website or you can go into your Hive and you can look into the settings to see if there's a Google Analytics code in there. A quick way that I can show you is just go to your website. You can right click and you can click View Page Source. And then if you hit Control or Command F, and then type in Google Analytics, start typing that out, you're going to see if there's an actual code on there. So it looks like this website does have a Google Analytics account. What you have to do is actually sign in. So when you go to analytics.google.com, it'll prompt you to either sign in or you'll already be signed in. If you do sign in and you see nothing there, but you see a code on your website, there's a good chance you're just using the wrong email address. So Google Analytics 3 is probably what most of you have right now. That's converting into Google Analytics 4, and they're going to sunset Google Analytics 3 on July 1st, 2023. So if you don't know if you have Google Analytics 3 or 4, when you're in your source code or on your website where your Google code is at, you're going to see a UA before the actual Google code in there that's tracking, which stands for Universal Analytics, which again is going away July 1st of this year, and it'll just be a G tag from here on. If you don't convert over to the Google Analytics 4, I think it'll actually do it for you, but I'm not 100% sure on that, so it's best to just get ahead of it and actually just convert over to Google Analytics 4. And we can do all that stuff for you. It's super easy for us to set up. It takes just a few minutes. So what I would do is if you're unsure of any of this, just email into us and we can help you out and take care of it. So why do we use Google Analytics? Google Analytics takes the guesswork out of things. We use data to understand how people interact with your website versus what we think works. It's concrete. It tracks user behavior, so we can see where the bottlenecks are and see where people get stuck. And it allows us to make changes to your website so we can capitalize on the existing traffic. Again, that's the biggest point of this is what we've seen is most of our gym owners have enough traffic coming to their site. Their website just needs to be restructured so the people that are going there, their information is being captured. So the action item is find out if you have a Google Analytics account and if you have a Google Analytics code tied into your website so that the traffic is actually being tracked. If not, you can create one or, like I said, just have us do it for you. So I'm going to jump into some of the website widget updates. This is the less exciting stuff, but we'll just kind of cover it real quick. We've updated a lot of the widgets. Here's some of like the 5 main ones that got some overhaul here, but you'll see there's other widgets that actually got some updates as well. So the first thing is there's a mobile preview, and I'll jump over once I read through these and actually show you in a Hive what it looks like. But now you can toggle between the desktop view and the mobile view, which is kind of nice that you can just do it right there in the page builder. Now you can, when you hover over a widget, it highlights. It's just more of a stylish thing. Looks a little bit better so you know what you're working on. And then, so one of the main ones is a background hero widget we use a lot. That's been updated. You can add as many slides as possible to the rotating banner and then change the height and then the positioning of the background image. The icon call to action got an update as well. So I'll jump in and show you that. But you can it allows up to 6 columns per row now. It has buttons to duplicate items or to duplicate them, option to change from float columns to flex columns. I won't read all these, but and I'll just show you here in a second. And then the icon content widget got an update, and then we added a brand new one, which I'm excited about, which is our accordion widget. So it's just really nice to have for your on-demand folks, or you just want to simplify your website or FAQ sections. It really cleans up those pages. And then I'll get into some submenu stuff and some fragments. New features within FitHive is the fragments. But the submenus were there. We'll just kind of dig into them a little bit. So digging into an actual Hive here, this is the first widget that I listed there. It's the background hero widget. And you can adjust the height here. So you can see that change a little bit. And you can move the image up and down, some features here. And then this before was just a content box, but now it's actually, you can add in videos, you can add images, you can change, there's much bigger fonts in here, and then you can change around the font styles a little bit more. And then each of these slides here, what's rotating. So these were just boxes before that you could just put words in, but now again, you can add photos in here. You can change the sizes quite a bit bigger in font sizes, photos, images, and videos in here as well. The next one is icon call to action. So this is one that got an update as well. With these basic content boxes, the duplicate button here, you can move up and down, remove, and you can start a new row. I won't dig into all these, but it's just something you want to kind of play with once you get in there. And then what I really like about this is a new update on a lot of these widgets is the vertical padding. So when you get background images, if you've ever had an image cut someone's head off or something like that, you can change that and adjust that. But it's really just going to take a matter of getting in here and messing around with them a little bit. And then one thing that I like, this is the icon content, which is pretty similar to the other one, is that you can actually have more than 3 rows in this widget now. So you can go up to 6. You'll see here up to 6 widgets. And then what's nice is once you create something, you can actually just duplicate it like this, and you can see it going up to 6. That's start a new row. So let's just say you actually wanted 3. So you could click here, and that's just like one brand new row there. Just mess around with it to get more familiar with it. And I wouldn't do it on any live pages. I'd create a dummy page and go in and mess with them that way, so you can get familiar with it. And then this is that new accordion widget that we just created. So on the live version of it, you can see when you click on content here, this is your filler content. Each of these sections can be expanded and collapsed. This works really well for the on-demand stuff. So if you want to create, like instead of having all your videos and the content on one long page or bouncing to a bunch of different pages, you could have it all on one page, and it makes it a little bit more organized. And when you're in this, you can see the head and title, which is the one that will be clicked to expand. And then you can see the content, which will be the stuff that can be hidden, expanded, and then compressed there. Make sure you always save things. And then we'll talk about submenus here. So this is, we talked about the on-demand stuff. This is great for, well, let me pull the on-demand stuff up here real quick. So a submenu, this was here before, but ultimately what this allows you to do is create a menu that's not part of your main menu up here. You might have schedule and about us and contact us, some of your main buttons up top. This allows you to create, look at it like a website within a website is the way you want to look at it. So now if I had an on-demand dashboard and I wanted to go week 1, week 2, week 3, it can all live in its own little section, its own little website within a website. And again, it's something where it makes it a little bit cleaner. So if I were to click to my homepage, those go away. It's only certain sections that have that. So it's something I won't dig in to show you how to build, but it's available, and it's great for certain things. So just so you know it's there, and you can hit up our team to show you how to build that. The content fragments was the other piece I wanted to talk about real quick. Ultimately, header and footers on your website that you can create just one time. So like a custom footer, you might add in some, like an icon content section. You might add in your logo. You might get rid of this. and then remove a couple these, and then put your, let's just say, address, phone, email. Now, footer. Now, once I save that and I go to any one of my pages, this is going to be down there. And it's on every single one of my pages now that I go to throughout. Just makes it easy for you to create a header that's throughout every single page, or a footer that's throughout every single page, and it's consistent. So you only have to change it once and it's consistent across all of your pages across your website. So action item here is create a new page, mess around with it, get familiar with some of the widgets, or set up a training with us and we can show you how to use them a little bit more depth. So back to some more fun stuff here. Website optimization and lead magnets. I would ask, how many leads are you getting into your Hive every month? Do you know? Are you keeping track of those things? Something I want to share here is that what we've been doing and tying in the Google Analytics is looking at someone's analytics, making adjustments to their website, and then instantly, like within sometimes a few hours, they're getting more leads. One of the sites that we just went through this process with and updated, we updated their site a few days at the end of February, and they got 2 organic leads in February, and then we updated their site, the same amount of traffic, and they got 20 leads in March that came from organic. There wasn't any campaigns that were run. They were all just organic leads, and the biggest difference was just making the website better and the funnels work better. So a couple of things here. So does your website answer these questions? So what do you offer? When you first go to the website as a new user, is it clear what you do? How do you make my life better? Does your website answer this question clearly? And then how do I buy from you? Those are kind of the 3 main questions. This other piece is just, are you testing lead magnets and are you using clear call to actions? I would recommend at least 2 call to actions or lead magnets on your site for the different kind of user that comes into your website. Some other things before I move on to this one is, to consider is I look at transparency of a website. People want to know what to expect when they come in, and your website's one of the best ways to kind of show that and deliver that picture. What I really would recommend is doing a walkthrough video. So I would stand out in front of your building with your phone and video the front of your building, walk in, and then do a quick tour. So people just understand what they're getting into. People like doing research on these kind of things before they actually come in. And when you get a lead come into your website and you're talking to them, this would be a good video to send to them, to show them, to, again, show transparency, show what it looks like, show what it looks like when they're going to come in. Visualization of the gym, right? And on your website, make sure that there's quality images and what they can expect in class, and images of your equipment and the front desk and the lockers, and nice images of the staff. I would recommend, if you don't want to hire a professional photographer, most phones nowadays take great pictures. Just make sure you hold still, because I see a lot of blurry photos out there. And then make sure you're adding welcoming images to your site. I think I see a lot of images of people on the ground and dead and sweating all over the place, and they're just not super welcoming images, and it could be intimidating to people. So here's some things to avoid on your website. If there's no clear call to action, if there's no tags on your forms. So a kind of a weak or not clear call to action is like a learn more button I see used often. It's not the worst thing, but I would try to shift some of these to like sign up here or claim free trial. And then, this says, make sure that you always put a tag on all of your forms, so you know where people are coming from. I log into way too many Hives and see names of leads of people in there, and there's no tag, and we have no idea where they came from. So if we're not tracking it, we don't know like what's working. I see too many images a lot of times on the blocks. So when you see all the different blocks on your website, having a background image on every single one of them, it really makes it pretty busy and can be kind of confusing and make the user bounce off your website. And then also just things to avoid is blurry images, low quality images. You really want to look professional, and like I said, the website's one of the ways to do it. So I also see too many buttons. If you have 10 different buttons going to 10 different places and they're dead ends and there's no flow to it, It's called a funnel for a reason. We want to have a couple call to actions and funnel every page into these funnels to where it's a strong call to action, so they do fill out their contact information, and then we can start building a relationship from there. So there's no flow is the last piece here. There's no flow to the website. Um, the action item for this is, and this is kind of hard to do, but what you want to do is take off your owner goggles, take off, the idea of you know everything about your business. Take that off the plate and imagine that you just went to Google and you said gym near me and you landed on your website. Look at it with your naive eye, and what does it look like and how does it make you feel, and click on the buttons and where does it flow and where do you get stuck, and look at those things, and they're just ways that you can take a different approach to it if you actually look at it like you like an end user. All right, so we're going to talk about lead magnets here, some of the top performing ones that have worked really well. So the login lead capture, this one is pretty awesome. It's something that I won't dig into show you how to build, but essentially when somebody would go to your website and they're not a member, they're not logged into your system, that they would click on schedule, and from there it would just take them to a login page. So what we can do is add a lead capture on that login page. And what I'm seeing is our gyms that are adding this login lead capture are seeing 5 to 10 leads per month from people that went to schedule a class, but they weren't already a member. And then it works to gather their information to get them to come in. The pricing lead capture, this one has probably been the most successful one. It's a great way to get people like to interact with your website without having to do like a trial or anything like that. This is a kind of the lowest barrier to entry that we've seen. And over the last 6 months, the people that have put this on their website I've seen on average 11 to 12 leads per month of people filling out this lead capture, and I'll show you what it looks like here. So this is one of the gyms we put this on. So it's just a tab up top. It's not even one of these buttons here. They just click pricing, and fill out this form and we'll message you our pricing. I think after we added this, there's been 20 plus 24 form fills or somewhere in there within the last 30 days. So it's a great way to get the conversation started, and it's such a great lead capture. And if you already have pricing on your website, I would actually recommend maybe taking it off and testing it and just using the lead capture there to see if you can get people to fill out the form. Because if they see your pricing page and they think it's too much, you've had no chance to work with them to create any sort of value or build a friendship or start the conversation with them. And then another successful lead magnet is like our front end offers. So your free trials, your free day passes, these don't work as well. Again, the pricing lead capture has been kind of the top performer now. We can help you put these on. Just shoot us an email and we can show you how this works, and then get one put on your site for you, and then start tracking those leads. So almost wrapping this up here, but what I want to look at is where's your bottleneck? If you don't have a problem getting paid members in and they fill out a form, you convert them, and that's great. This probably isn't applicable to you. But if you're not getting the paid members in from your website, you might want to step down and do a paid trial. And if you're not getting people in from, say, a paid trial, you might want to take a step back and even do a free trial. And then if those aren't working, then you might want to add a pricing lead capture. But like I said, I would just try it out and see if it works, because at the end of the day, if you get that lead in and they've showed interest in your business, even if it's just at requesting pricing, you're going to have that lead forever, and you're going to have the opportunity to nurture them a lot more than if they just saw your page and jumped off your website. So I want to tie all this together. Step one, super, super important. Set up Google Analytics. It'll give us the data to look at, to see where people get stuck, to see where people fall off, to see how much traffic you get to your website, and then be able to make changes, right? So then simplify your website. Step two, look at your website from the naive eye. Go to it, go through the flows. How would I feel if I was going to someone else's website and this is how the flows work? And then you want to test your lead capture. Swap them out every couple of months. Have a couple on there, swap them out, see which one's working best for you. And then Step four is analyze your Google Analytics and make adjustments. And we can help you do this stuff too. But this is just something, and it's a cycle. It just goes back to the beginning. So you do step 2, 3, and 4, and you just keep rotating those steps back and forth. So once you make the adjustments, you analyze it, see what worked, make more adjustments, and this never goes away. And you just keep continuing to look at your Google Analytics and then make adjustments to your website. And we can do a lot of this stuff for you. So if you do want an audit, or you want us to help you set up Google Analytics, just email into success@myfithive.com. And we can talk to you about any of this stuff in here with the Google Analytics, the widget updates, the lead magnets, and then help you get it all set up. So we're actually making educated decisions based upon numbers and facts versus what we think may or may not work. Thanks for taking the time to watch this. And again, if you have any questions, email into success@myfithive.com. Thanks.